March isn't just a busy, busy month for everyone, for me, you, all of us, but it is very busy and it's very interesting for the superhero culture specifically. We have animation, we have some street level MCU stuff, but outside of that, we have some live action anime that are coming. We got some movies that are dropping. The horror genre is going strong, but we are going to be focusing on March specifically for superhero conversations because that is what we do. Welcome to Canon Shift. Now, Hero Scroll, we know that you're excited. Before we get into this conversation, y'all, you got to know what we're talking about. You got to know what we're looking forward to. So, Hero Scroll, tell the good people here, what are you looking forward to for the month of March?
Oh man, there's some great stuff, like you said. So much stuff to really look forward to. Number one, I think in my heart of hearts is Daredevil. We're definitely going to be talking about that though. Daredevil Born Again season 2. But comics wise, one of the biggest releases and most exciting news for me all year when they announced it a few months ago was that Sentry is coming back for a mini series, and March is that month. March, I think it was 18th. Sentry number one, written by co-creator Paul Jenkins. Super excited. I can't wait to see what they have in store for Sentry, returning him after being dead for so long and since King in Black, and then him just kind of being absent, being used in some storylines here and there. But yeah, that I'm super hyped about that right now.
Bro, I'm not going to piggyback off of you, but like, I think that's like slowly bubbling up for me. Like, I'm probably going to go through the whole run. Like, take me back to the 2000s
Yeah.
because you know what's interesting about that though is especially going back to seeing how they did Thunderbolts. I'm curious to see if that has any sort of influence on this next run, if any at all.
Mm, it'll be interesting to see what they do from that, because especially with Marvel, they do like to do their MCU synergy. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes they still
Sure.
stay very true to the character, like comic origin wise. So I'm very curious to see. But it does also feel like they have kind of this new ish clean slate with Sentry, where they've kind of allowed him to accept the void, and now the both him and the void are dead, and kind of not. His soul is a little bit everywhere. There's pieces of him empowering a specific hero right now, and I think after kind of everybody's, I don't want to say hate, but definitely maybe more of a dislike towards the last Century series, just because it was not what I think people were expecting at all.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how close to like home they return with that. And it really seems like just by the cover, they're giving off that like, to quote SB here, that morality duality with Sentry and the
Ooh.
Void. And again,
Ooh.
I can't be more excited. I will be there at the shop first thing, picking that up. 10 of them if I want.
I'm going to piggyback off you again. I'm going to say that I think Wonder Man is another book that I'm excited to see how that's done. That was one where I was definitely influenced by the MCU, right? 100%. Just going back and reading Wonder Man is what I'm really trying to say. I had fun doing it, so why not stay up, current with something. Some other Marvel titles. I think X-Men's cool. I think we're getting close to that time. We got some Iceman stuff that's dropping, and then DC wise, I think Lobo and then Deathstroke for me are probably to the top, rounding out DCKO. Um, but yeah, I think we'll be there all month for those. So.
Yeah. Comics wise, it's going to be a good month just because of that. And then, like, so many other series kind of hitting their strides, like Infernal Hulk kind of hitting the big event that people were talking about, where Hulk is going to be fighting one above all. Big event going to be happening in there. Captain America continuing the build towards what's going to be with Armageddon in a few months. DC, like you said, KO is ending. So all the storylines are now kind of being reset. So like Superman is going to get like a status quo change, I think, from what I've heard. Green Lantern, it seems like Kyle Rayner is going to be the main Lantern of the series now.
Mm.
So it seems like it's just a good time overall. to be jumping onto some DC titles just because of that. And they'll now be free other titles from the DC KO tie-ins, and they'll be able to get back to what they were doing before. So that's always a good thing to see too.
Yeah. Shout out for existing readings that we will most likely be delivering to you in some form or fashion, whether it's in a video like this or check out our shorts because we definitely have a lot coming out for those. But I think Thor is going to be a nice focal point along with Punisher and Daredevil. So if you are a fan of those characters, let's talk about it. Jump into our Discord. We have a great comics chatting channel to where we'll be talking about these things that are kind of some taking a trip backwards, but also some new stuff that started dropping this week. Actually, today is the time of this recording. Punisher. Can't wait to read it. Maybe we don't do our next video and I just read that. I don't know.
Yeah.
SB, what about you, man? Oh.
Ooh. Well, there's one DC and Marvel crossover that you guys forgot to mention with Superman and Spider-Man 50th anniversary hitting stores on March 25th. So I'm super excited for that. I still have to read the first Superman Spider-Man crossover because I got both DC Marvel omnibuses right there. But I'm excited for it from seeing the art that's been dropping for it. I can't wait. Peter looks so good. Clark looks so good. The new rendition, I think Jorge Jimenez.
Yep.
I know he redid like the classic Superman, Spider-Man that the first artist Jim Lee. I think Jim Lee was the one that did the first one. Of like the iconic pose of yellow background, them standing next to each other. I saw Jorge did a 2026 version of it, and I'm so excited. I got that shit in my profile picture everywhere, especially after getting into Superman so much last year. So seeing them both cross over, two of my favorite characters at the moment, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will definitely be at that store definitely be at the comic book store for that.
Yeah. That one is great. And I think even Jorge Jimenez is doing the main cover for the DC Marvel part.
Some of the covers on there are freaking nice, man.
They're great. They're great. They are really great.
I gotta try to get every variant that I can.
I know I'll definitely be getting the A cover by Jorge, and I think the one that without a shadow of a doubt I will be 100% going after is the symbiote and then the black suit Superman variant. That one, oh man, that one looks so good.
So bad. That one and the I even like the basic one with the half Spider-Man logo, half Superman logo. Need that as a tattoo so bad. That would be so beautiful.
That's the one.
It is. The one. It is. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
where would you get it? Where would you get it? Over your existing one?
No, I can't do it over it.
He has to get it on the chest.
So I was thinking about it like right over here, but I don't know how. I don't know how it size up, but I could. I mean, I got that typo on that shit, so maybe I'll cover that one up.
Cover that up. Yeah, no, there's some great covers though. Speaking of, I mean, I had to pull them up really quick, but like so many other Marvel and DC characters that they're doing, like Silk and Supergirl, Supergirl and Spider-Gwen. They're doing Black Cat and Power Girl, Spider-Ham and Crypto. Like, there's just so many cool covers that are coming out for this. So again, like if you guys can, definitely go to your shop, pick this up. It will be available because the Deadpool Batman one, to this day, I went to the shop today and it's like so many covers are still available. So, and just so you know, more than likely they will do reprints if they sell well, which this is probably going to sell.
All right. Well, something to look forward to. Check out our hauls on the channel. Definitely gonna be showing you what we get. But gents, let's talk a little bit about some of the shows. We're going to focus a little bit. I think streaming is really going to be owning March specifically. But let's start with the heavy hitters. We have Daredevil Born Again season 2, and then we have Invincible. So SB, two heavyweights are going up against each other. Does it feel that way for you? Like, do both of these shows bring that weight to the month of March for you from a superhero perspective?
I feel like yes, they definitely do, but a month out from I get like 2.5 weeks out from Invincible and a month out from Daredevil, it doesn't feel that way yet. And I guess maybe because we haven't hit March yet. And I mean, each show just has like what one trailer and one trailer each.
Great trailer. though.
But yeah, great trailers, but until they start like slamming it in our faces again, personally, I haven't felt like I mean, I'm still hyped, obviously, but it hasn't been like I guess kind of how it was going into Wonder Man of like that cool like couple days because they were throwing
Mhm.
marketing in our face every day,
Were
leading
they?
into it. Yeah, they were. You'd be
Oh,
surprised.
oh gosh.
You'd be
Who knew?
surprised.
Oh no.
Not certain people. um. Anyways, once March hits and like if we get trailer twos and once we start seeing all the true Disney Plus ads of Daredevil everywhere and Invincible taking over Prime, I think it'll feel like epic. Like the epicness will come out. It's gonna be epic. And we will be doing Discord watch parties for all of these shows, so I'll hop in there as well. But I'm excited for Daredevil a little bit more than Invincible. As much as I'm excited for Invincible, I need to see the street level MCU and Punisher. Well, Punisher's not in it somehow. I just need to see the street level MCU and like some sort of potential gist of what New York City is like before Brand New Day comes out. So Shadow
Ooh.
suit or no Shadow suit? Is it the Shadow suit? His black suit?
Shadowland is
Shadowland,
typically
yeah.
the storyline associated.
That suit, beautiful. Them double D's, beautiful on there.
In your face. In your face.
But I'm sure Invincible will be awesome and probably will. I think it will bring a lot of people back to the show. A lot of my friends actually recently have been like randomly telling me, oh, like, dude, have you watched Invincible? I'm like, have I watched Invincible? I've been watching it since like 2020 or whenever season 1 came out. And they've like discovered it and finally getting on the hype. So it's exciting to see what comes out with it and how it paces itself.
Who real quick, who won last year's round 1 for you, Invincible or Daredevil?
You know.
Daredevil.
Yeah, okay. So can we call Invincible a sleeper then?
Ooh. I would say so in a way because I think we've talked about it more at length before. But for those that haven't seen us before, if you're new here, I think overall, while we enjoyed season 3, it was a little bit on the lower side of things where it was like, some things could have been better.
It had its moments.
Yeah, it had its
Definitely
moments. It had its moments where it showed you where you're like, dang, this is why I love Invincible. But then it just felt like, man, it's kind of slow. I want more out of it. I just want more.
Yeah.
And then they never really delivered that fully. It does seem like this season, though, they're finally going to be giving you the plot points you've wanted to see since like season 2 and season 1 in certain ways. And they're going to be like, hey, these characters you like, they're back. Here's the moments you want to see them in that we know you've been wanting to see. And then based off of some stuff that I've heard from like comic Invincible fans, like this is the parts where like Invincible still really keeps picking up more and more. So I'm excited for it. I do think it's going to be a fun time, and I think Invincible is leading nicely for itself, at least in terms excuse me, at least in terms of the comic space where they're like, hey, let's re-release some like old covers so you can get some like reprints of #1. You can get some Marvel team up reprints. So like they're doing a good job of cashing in on like Invincible hype again. And then
Battle
in
Beast
April,
comic.
Battle Beast, and then in April you can get the Invincible Omnibus that's coming out. Like it's just a lot of stuff that's coming out for the show around it. Daredevil's doing the same, but Daredevil's doing it towards the tail end of the month. So I'll definitely probably give the month more to Invincible. But personally, I'm more excited for Daredevil.
I do feel like it's Invincible's to lose. However, Daredevil could be that it feels good going up against what I think is going to be a really quality season. And then go ahead.
I was say they have there's no flip flopping of like creative teams behind this season like there was with season 1. So this is just straight up OG creators and production from the get go kicking off where season 1 left. So I think overall wise that'll hook a lot of people back, and that may have been a little skeptical after season 1.
And what's interesting about that too is that as I was scrolling TikTok today for a little bit, and I've started to see quite a few people now going through and reacting to like clips of Daredevil, and in reading the comment section, like there is still a subsection of people that are like, "Oh, this sucked," but I saw more positive than I think we saw last year, where maybe people didn't like watching this as a weekly release, but now the people that don't like to wait are now like binging all of this that forgot about it, and they're like, "Oh, look, season 2. Let me go watch season 1." They're watching this and they're like, "Oh man, no, this is actually like some really good stuff."
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what's happening. It's experiencing like a resurgency.
But I also think there's a full kind of resetting of expectations, because I think in season 3 for Invincible, people were like pretty freaking high on the show, and the show didn't lie to you. It told you this is what it's going to be, and it was setting up things that are massive to come. Like, it's tough because I feel like it's that manga anime situation with Invincible. Like, what's coming, and it's like, just wait. But I think inherently fans, for the most part, aren't very patient, anyways, especially if you don't know like what's to come. But I think it was that same way. Like, you had the hype of Invincible being what people regarded as one of the best animated superhero shows, period, to be kind of let down. And then for Daredevil, it was the whole thing of like, oh, I'm gonna watch exactly what I got on Netflix. And I'm like, dog, you couldn't have watched the Netflix Daredevil if that's what you thought you were gonna get in this. But I think it was a level setting of that mindset for each show. And I think both of them, in ways, failed to meet those expectations. People know what they're getting into now, and it's on the upswing again.
Yes.
I was gonna say Daredevil going people the biggest blessing and curse of that show was them off in Foggy episode 1, because that just threw a whole subset of the Foggy fan and like OG show fans just like out the window. So now without that expectation, I don't know. I'm still okay with it, but there's a lot of backlash obviously when that happened, and like just all the hype of like, oh, 9 years, however long the gap was between season 3 and Born Again season 1, and then just to off them in like 30 seconds is
I mean,
I
the show
guess
was called Daredevil, guys. It wasn't called
No, I
Mason
know.
Murdoch. No,
I
I'm
know,
not
I
saying
know.
it's you, but the people that
But
still like, I'm
it's
seeing people
crazy
that
to
are like,
think about.
fuck, he's gonna be in every episode. Is he still alive? Or, like, who cares? I mean, it's cool to speculate about that stuff, but like, I think the focus should be put other places.
That's how I feel about the people that are like, I can't believe Punisher's not in it. And I will say, is it disappointing he's not? Probably, but also remember he's going to be in 2 other MCU
That's why I'm
projects
okay with it.
this
That's why I'm
year.
okay
So
with it.
it's fine. It's also called Daredevil, and he was not in every single season of Daredevil. It's okay. I just think people need to reset that expectation, to your point. But in terms of Invincible, I think there's one thing that I'm curious to see how it holds up, especially over the past year where we've gotten so much good anime stuff in terms of like actual animation, like Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, like the movies looking really good, but the shows as well. I'm trying to think, Jujutsu Kaisen coming out looking great. And then I think with like the release of JoJo Bizarre Adventure with the Steel Ball Run, like people are expecting really high quality animation. So what I'm very curious about is how Invincible steps it up, because I think that's something that fans have started to notice now, especially with what season 3 did at the end with the conquest fight, where they show you, hey, we can step it up. We can give you a great looking episode. Curious
Yeah.
to see if they do more.
No, I'm gonna say the trailer
Yeah.
the trailer alone has better and so much better animation than anything season 3 had.
Yeah.
So I have
does.
high hopes.
It does. I'm just
Get
That animation was
get those floating JPEGs out of here. dude.
yeah.
Like, and you know what? It's subtle because you can go back and watch shows like Anime, to your point of and being like, well, they didn't do that. And it's like, it's the overall vibe of the show. And I do think that there were a lot of people who were anime fans who moved to, if there is a Western style animation show that you're going to watch, there are a lot of people that chose Invincible over even X-Men 97.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are still catching up to X-Men 97, but I think that's more so on like Marvel Animations. It's kind of an acquired taste in a lot of ways for people. Like What If is kind of buns. Like personally, I don't really care for What If's style. Marvel Zombie, like that whole thing. I'm just, if it looked better, it would probably feel better, even though the stories aren't awful. Never mind. But yeah, Invincible, just looking at this, and here's my big thing of why I think that there could be, if I come out of March / end of Daredevil feeling like better when we compare them, like which one is better, I think Invincible's ceiling is way higher than Daredevil's ceiling. Daredevil's ceiling should be massively high, but that's an MCU sin. But Invincible, there's nothing chaining Invincible down. Mark's gonna be nasty, Battle Beast, Omni-Man, Alan, dude. There's so many other people, and there's characters I don't want to say because they're coming out, and if you know, you know. Like, there's a lot of just heavy hitters in this show, and if they nail the animation for them, every episode is probably going to be 4 out of 5, 8 out of 10. You know, very highly rated. And I think that there's a little more risk for Daredevil here, especially with how it ended. Of like, oh, your heroes are going to show up and help you. And he's like, no, the lady from the bar is, though. And we're like, cool. Give me a nasty suit. Let's roll. I don't know. I think the door's open for Daredevil to slip. I don't think it will, but I think it can. It's possible.
Either way, though, March is definitely one to keep your eye out on, and the best place to do that with us is here on Canon Shift. So everybody, you know what you gotta make. You know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. You gotta click on the page and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with us, see all our reactions to all of this stuff, and follow our socials so you can see all of our cool hauls and stuff. So and talk about this stuff more. And if you're not, make sure you join the Canon Shift Discord. Working name still in progress, so we'd love to see you there. But everybody, we have been Canon Shift. Until the next video, we'll see you.